Hello, Kurnal. How are you?
I'm good.
How do you feel visiting Bangladesh? Is it your first time here?
Yes, first time in Dhaka, first time in Bangladesh. Yeah. It's good. It's new and quite excited to be here.
How are the people? How do you find the people here?
I can actually connect a lot with the people here, especially from India. I mean, you can feel there's a lot of similarity, and so I think so. There is a good connection. Food is the same, so can't complain.
All right. You're a firm believer in intelligent design. So, how do you define intelligent design for brands?
Uh, Intelligent for me is more about intuitive design. It's not about being just smart or clever. I would say it's more about understanding the customer and constantly evolving with the customer and giving design solution which really works for them in the current scenario. For me, that's intelligent design.
So, how does design solution vary across categories?
I personally think at the core of a different design is what the brand stands for. The branding is at the center of everything. You need to have a core purpose, a clear vision for a brand. Once you have the clear vision, what the brand stands for and what it means to the people or what we want people to perceive the brand to be, if that is in place, then it becomes a much more easier exercise, whether it becomes a product, whether it's become a service, or if it becomes a place. So I feel having the right branding and positioning at the center in the right fashion is the most important thing.
Are you more interested in digital designing, or print designing? If you prefer so any one of these, how are these different from each other?
So with the current times, I don't don't restrict myself as a particular medium in design, or print, or digital, or retail. Um, for me, design is all about the experience. For me, experience is more important. And experience, as you know, is changing with time. So for us, we need to embrace change and take different mediums of design as a different platforms rather than considering and working in silos of print, digital, retail. I think those are platforms, but for design, it's all about creating an experience. It could be designing a business, or designing sound, designing a space. For us, the most important thing I think so is about designing an experience.
Right, for you, designing an experience is the most important thing. You just talked about experiential designing when I found it in your profile. So,
Yes.
what is experiential designing, and what are some of your most favorite experiential designings?
So for me, or generally, customers right now are seeking not a product. They connect a brand with an experience. Whether it's how they experience the brand in a retail place, whether how they perceive or experience a brand on a digital platform, or generally how the brand talks to them on a social media. For them, it's about how the brand connects with them. So in my talk also, there is no specific area where I talk about the experience only in retail, but the topic which I'm talking about, experience design, is how we connect and understand people and engage them at different point of time in a day or in a different mindset, and make sure the brand has a relevant experience on all the different platforms.
All right, you have a master's in retail design management.
Yes.
That's what I know. So, what are some of the key factors in a successful retail design?
In successful retail design, I would say first, the most important thing is empathy. Understanding the customer, stepping into the customer's shoes is the most important aspect. then you will realize where the brand needs to be present, how the brand should behave, and what the actual customer really needs. Gone are the days when customers, the retailers demanded that this is the only destination we sell the product and you have to come to us. Now the brands have to go to customers. So it's a very disruptive market right now. For me, empathy is first, innovation is second. About innovating, not necessarily about revolutionary innovation, but incremental innovation at different stage plays an important role. And third thing is about being adaptive, embracing change. You need to embrace change and always evolve the way you communicate, the way you present yourself, and of course the product offering itself.
All right. What are some of the recent trends in retail sector in India, and how do you see this changing in coming future?
So one of the biggest retail trend which I'm seeing are the flagship retail experience stores. Retail, a lot of brands who were not retail players are stepping into retail space because that's where they think they can connect with the people one-on-one. So companies which are like Asian Paints, it's a paint company. They earlier used to work as a distribution channel, and there were franchise distribution channels who used to buy paints and sell. But they have stepped into retail and creating experience design of what actually color can mean to people. That's one example. Another example which I personally worked is Usha, which is a sewing machine company.
Right.
And you'll see in my presentation I've talked about that. Even they had a similar module. They never had a retail outlet. It was distributors who used to sell it. But they felt the need that they need to create experience stores which actually connects with the target audience. And doing that, they make themselves relevant to the current millennial generation. There are a lot of companies who are 70 years old, and for them to be relevant with the current times, they need to create new brand experience to connect with their younger generation. That's one part of what I'm seeing as a trend. The latest recent trend which is happening is a lot of digital brands like Lenskart, Pepper Fry. They were born only on digital, are now creating physical stores. So you're seeing a different shift from being a digital brand, only digital brand. Now they are feeling the need to create actual physical stores. That means they feel the importance of brick and mortar store is very important. And secondly, I feel because they're coming onto the physical store, the market is going to become more competitive for the retailers who have brick and mortar stores.
All right. Share some of your observations about today's event.
I think a lot of great insights about, and there was some similar strand of thinking going across. It's about the customer is the king. No more the customer is not going to bend backwards for the retailer. It's the other way around now. And that's been a consistent trend which I'm noticing in all the speakers note, where customer becomes as the center of all the engagement. The second is about embracing technology. You can't look at technology as separate, but it needs to integrate in your brand experience. And third thing, which I'm seeing very clearly coming forward, is that customers don't want to do transaction with a brand. They want to experience the brand. It's all about experience. So these are the three things which I'm emerging in all the sessions very commonly going through.
All right, we're almost at the end of our conversation. My last question for you: what would be that core message for the future retail professionals of Bangladesh?
I would say about being agile, about embracing change, learning. Of course, there is a lot. Bangladesh is a new market. There's a lot happened already in the West and nearby countries to learn from what has already happened. And because of those particular experiences, they can leapfrog and skip certain stages in between and do innovative stuff which is for the future. And I would say that is something that there is an open mindset of the young millennial generation, and to not hesitate and work slowly but leapfrogging into a much more innovative, more disruptive and an engaging way of selling, on marketing and positioning the brand itself.
All right, that was really insightful. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Thank you very much.